rights as their male counterpart. One of the main reasons which is attributed to this state of affairs is because of ignorance about their guaranteed rights. Achieving cultural maturity through education and awareness of rights is the approach to bring the required change. These two books endeavor to enlighten the rights of women folks of our country and also highlight the protection guaranteed under various schemes of law. I had the occasion to flip through the pages of these two books beforehand, and I will have to admit that the research work put in by Lawyers Collective Women's Rights Institute organization is noteworthy, which deserves deep appreciation because besides these books are articulated in simple English that is easily comprehensible. I am confident that these books will serve as a mode of access to our composite justice system. I take this occasion also suggest that publishing these books in vernacular languages and circulating among the public at nominal cost will go long way in achieving its objective. After going through the contents of these books, I have decided as a head of the legal family to send these copies to all the high courts and subordinate courts in India with a request to the persons heading Legal Service Authority, Judicial Academy to translate in their regional language and send it to all the persons at the lower level. They must aware of it. Stopping for a moment, of course, Indira Jaisingh Madam has mentioned the recent two orders passed by the Supreme Court in the last week. One about this sumo motu action by us relating to the unfortunate incident that occurred in West Bengal, and another in this communal violence wherein several young girls were raped. While dealing with those subjects, in our order we mentioned the latest amendments brought in the IPC and Criminal Procedure Code. I am sorry to say many our media friends, maybe because of the trend, this being electioneering, I am sorry to say when they give importance to our cinemas and cricket match, this judgment was not noticed. They published only here and there. We highlighted one aspect. Many of our countrymen, I asked, after this judgment, I asked whether you are aware of this. They said no. After the recent amendment, of course that is in 2013, now the rape victims are entitled not only first aid and treatment free of cost, not only in government hospitals, central, government, municipal, but also in private hospitals. This is a statutory mandate. We have directed, after passing orders, we have directed our registry to communicate our orders to all the chief secretaries of all the states and the union territories with a direction to implement it. Many of them may not aware of it. An analysis of National Crime Records Bureau data for 2010 to 2012 shows that the rate of conviction for all Indian Penal Code crimes against women has declined. The conviction rate for rape has declined from 26.6 in 2010 to 24.2 in 2012. For molestation from 29.7 to 24 in the same period. And for eve teasing from 52.8 in 2010 to 36.9 in 2012. This low conviction rate points to women stroke prosecutors dropping out during the trial proceedings due to re-victimization. These disturbing trends points to the inconvenient truth that gender equality and social justice remain an ideal. On the other hand, crimes such as rape, sexual assault, and attacks and acid attacks, honor killing, and dowry deaths are the ground realities. Here also, stopping for a moment, 3 months ago I had an opportunity to share with our Honorable President of India in Rashtrapati Bhavan. In that auditorium, the Honorable President has one acid attack victim was brought to the dais and she was awarded certificate and assistance. Unfortunately, the statement of the Honorable President of India and the encouragement he has made was not even published in the media. So I request through this function, I request friends in media, unless you people convey our action and decisions to the public, they may not aware of it. So another thing, observing this disheartening scenario, the Code of Criminal Procedure and the Indian Penal Code has been specifically amended by recent amendment dated 3/2/2013 in order to advance the safeguards for women in such circumstances. These two books compiled by the Lawyers Initiative Organization has precisely carved out the appropriate provisions in a meticulous scheme and catalogued in a stage-wise process from filing FIR to right of the victim for compensation and highlighted the various rights guaranteed under the criminal law. How many of our people are friends aware that as per the recent amendment and the decisions of the higher forums, when a rape victim goes to the police station, that should be recorded, her statement should be recorded by a woman constable or woman officer. Her 161 statement should be recorded by a woman officer. And her 164 statement should be, as far as practicable, recorded before a woman magistrate. So these provisions have been highlighted in these books. It must go to the persons concerned. I believe that if more people are aware of the prevailing laws and consequences of their violations, there will be lesser infringement of the same. As adequate deliberation is already undertaken about the provisions of the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013, I wish not to focus on the same subject once again. Apart from the efforts by the legislature, the role of lawyers, judges, and police is inevitable if the real cause of provisions enumerated is to be enforced. With no implementation by these stakeholders, the provisions in the recent Criminal Amendment Act will be rendered infructuous. In an epoch-making decision in Delhi Domestic Working Women's Forum versus Union of India, the Supreme Court issued guidelines for providing legal assistance in rape cases. Major directions worth recalling are: 1. Complainants of sexual assault cases should be provided with legal representation. It is important to secure continuity of assistance by ensuring that the same person who looked after the complainant's interest in the police station represents her till the end of the case. Legal assistance will have to be provided at the police stations since the victim will be in a distressed state. Guidance,